This is an Answer versus Chip. This is a, I guess, to intro this, this is a matchup that I play a decent amount, mostly because Sanchez shows up and whoops my ass all the time. So I have a moderate understanding of how this plays, but it's really neat to see other people play it. And the first thing I noticed while watching this match is that Starsky playing Chip is very he's a lot more confident on the ground than he is in the air, and Leo Morelli is taking to the air a lot to avoid some of Chip's stuff. It makes sense to me. But in particular, the scrolls really were able to shut down a lot of Starsky's movement, and that's hell yeah it is, and that's basically the story of that first round right there, right? Woo! Starsky going for the Starsky special.
Leo Morelli says, "Fuck the Starsky special. You ain't running up 2H against me, boy." Exactly.
Oh. Round start 2S is almost always a great decision for Chip in a lot of matchups. At the very least, it's your starting point. I should probably explain that because I had someone ask me about this yesterday. So,
We scrapping in this corner. Oh, nice. Yo. Leo Morelli says, "Fuck the Starsky special. You ain't
right
running
here.
up 2H against me, boy." Exactly.
Blow. That is why round start 2S is good with Chip. So, in any given matchup, and as you learn your character better, you will want to start studying round start interactions, because if you don't pay attention to that stuff and your opponent does, then they get to better understand what's at stake. And the go-to option for a lot of round starts with Chip is 2S, because that shit is fast as fuck. Actually, we're going to look it up real quick to see how fast it is. But it's fast as fuck. It gives you a counter or a stagger on counter hit, as you can see. All right, so Chip's 2S is 7-frame startup, which is pretty fast for a normal that's this long. I think his hurt box also shifts down a little bit, so it's pretty hard to hit him out of it. It doesn't mean it'll beat everything, but it's his go-to because it beats a lot of things, and forcing your opponent into a stagger early on is actually really good. For one, so the opener that I like to use a lot is round start 2S into hard slash teleport, which is the one that would cross up and put Chip around here. And the reason is basically not only does the opponent have to mash out of a stagger if they got caught, they also need to block the cross up, and it's pretty hard to do both, especially when they're thinking about what they want to do on round start. So I really like this round start 2S, and if you play against Chip, learning what beats round start 2S on your character is probably the way to start looking at that. Yeah. So real quick, this is another thing that it's I still do this sometimes. It's a bad habit. Starsky goes into the up kick from here and then drops down. That pretty much only works. So when Chip goes into the up kick and then drops down, his recovery on the up kick is actually really, really long, but he doesn't leave the animation until very, very late. And by the time he leaves the animation, he's free to act again. And he actually has his air dash and all his air options. So when you see that up kick, punish it after you see it gets blocked. Because by the time you see him leave the animation, it's already too late. And yeah, dealing with teleport is probably the number one thing that you need to learn how to do when you're playing against Chip. Good Gamma Blade. So that right there is the difference between a very good knockdown and a not so good knockdown. Let's see. Is there a way to skip? Still giving me like 9 or 10 second intervals. So JD is good for Chip when you can get it in the air and you can get a knockdown, which is great. It's what he does here. However, the thing that JD does is it kicks them at the ground so that they land before Chip does, which is not great. You get the knockdown, but you don't get any mix-up, or you don't get much of a mix-up afterwards because they've already started their get-up animation. So look at this. So they hit the ground. Answer actually hit the ground before Chip here. Chip has like an extra, I think it's 5 frames of landing recovery from just doing that JD. That's just built into doing JD. So he lands. Starsky wants to go for the left-right Oki here, but he actually doesn't get a very good setup for it because this knockdown is so late. By the time Starsky is up here, Answer's already ready to go. If Answer had a Dragon Punch, this would be Dragon Punchable. This could be 6P'able. Definitely blitzable. Like anything will be blitzable because you can do that on wake up. But this is like Answer could probably get up and actually just air throw from here. Oop. So he still gets a little bit of a mix up, but if Morelli knew his chip knockdowns better, that would have been punished. And that's one example of just knowledge paying off in this game. Anyway, good Gamma Blade. Does it again. Goes for it again. This time it hits. A run up with the low. Oh.
And the 2K. These chip movements are not ideal, but
Gets opened up. Nice combos by Leo Morelli. Doesn't finish it though. Good jab check. Confirms into a combo. Really good use of card to just help police Chip's movement here. Woo. And the 6H just mashed the shit out of that. Starsky got hit by, or got a lot of 6H hits that I didn't expect. Oh. Teleport and throw. Backdash 5D. Pretty standard stuff here. Oh, that's actually something worth pointing out. If we go back to round start here.
we got ninjas on ninjas, y'all.
Ninjas. Now which one of these guys?
So earlier I mentioned that Leo Morelli was doing a good job being in the air and avoiding Chip. I think it's generally a good play if you feel confident contesting Chip's air buttons. And Starsky honestly isn't that confident in his air game so much. You don't see him dashing or air dashing or doing a bunch of air stuff, going for air to airs. I don't think he does that many air throws, so it's a good bet. But one thing I noticed here is, so as Answer, you always want to get a read for when you can get scrolls out for free. This is basically free. Starsky actually didn't have meter to wire see the teleport, so he's in recovery here for like 20 or 30 frames or something. It's pretty long. His kick teleport, the one that keeps him grounded, is actually the longest recovery. Leo Morelli obviously wasn't expecting it, so he got thrown, but he would have been able to punish Chip there.
Answer definitely.
He lands those hits, uses the scroll to keep the pressure up, and like in the right circumstances, a scroll might as well be a wire C in terms of what it gives you for being able to continue pressure. That shit is nice. Gets caught by 6H, yeah, whatever. Good mash. Neither of them really getting full optimal finishes on their combos. So like broadly speaking, and actually this is again something worth going into for newer players, like in general, when your combos are locked down, like when you got them down tight, they're either going to be doing big ass damage or giving you a knockdown that lets you follow up for more big ass damage, right? Sometimes you get corner carry and that's what you cash out with as well, right? So anytime your combo isn't landing in a hard knockdown, you want to make sure that it's getting you that big ass damage. And if your combos aren't giving you big ass damage or a knockdown, then you need better combos.
Job of using Answer's slightly longer normal.
Wake up 5K should not have worked. We look at that again.
And Leo Morelli's doing
So he gets the knockdown. That's good. And then he runs back in. Hey, what up, Kengo? I would have liked to see that punch 2D canceled into scrolls to set up, because Answer's run up buttons isn't really that scary. And Leo didn't get to run up buttons. He actually just got wake up 5K. Yeah, got it. It makes sense. Gold burst. Starsky doesn't really know what to do with the meter yet.
Alright, what does he do with that meter? Okay.
Ah, yeah, good stuff.
1-0 Leo.
Yeah. Zoning
Skip forward to round 2.
Alright, round
I like the 5K round start by Starsky. He's also getting a lot more comfortable with Gamma Blade, which is good.
generous zoning game.
Oh, gets thrown, whatever.
Backdash 5D doesn't work, but gets the Gamma Blade though.
Gamma Blade really controlling that space.
Got the off out, but he's able to keep up corner pressure.
Leo Morelli's doing a good job contesting Chip's pressure, though, not letting him get away with it for free. That's actually another thing that I see. It's pretty common in Guilty Gear. Like, if you don't know where a character's pressure strings end, where it could conceivably be your turn, if you don't already know that shit and you're waiting to like just watch a move end or something and be like, aha, I think it's my turn now, you are working way too slow for Guilty Gear. You kind of need to already know that shit. If you don't already know that shit, then you might as well just mash and figure it out yourself. I don't know how well these two know each other's matchups, but Chip in particular is a character that's very easy to steal turns with because he's got fast buttons and he's got teleport and he's got shit that moves him around a lot. So mashing actually to find the holes in the pressure strings isn't always a bad idea if you don't already know where they are.
This is the corner combo opportunity. Still get some hits though, and now that he's got the homie on deck. Oh, the
Homie's on deck doing that work.
Yo, we swinging out here. We wild.
Exactly.
All right. The teleport throw comes through again.
The teleport's tricky, man. It's hard to do.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
What up, Denim Daddy?
I play Johnny, so I'm not.
Teleport,
Oh,
6H. All right. Oh,
Starsky 6H doing a lot of work. Yeah, cold calling not going too badly. I'm glad to hear it, DeJoy. Hell yeah, Denim Daddy. It's fun stuff.
and the 5D catches him landing.
Hey, what up, Carnage?
There are no dropped combos here, only happy little resets.
Carnage, I don't know if you checked out the stream yesterday, but your boy Babaloo was holding it down on commentary real good.
All right. Morelli getting something started.
Again with the Gamma.
All right. Got a simple knockdown. All right, Morelli picking up pressure. What have we got?
Woo. So that right there would have been a perfect 6P opportunity
Got a simple knockdown.
for Chip. Oh,
All right, Morelli picking up pressure. What have we got?
kills me. If you don't know how to use your character 6P to anti-air, you either play Elfelt or
Nice command grab.
you need to learn how to use your character 6P for anti-air.
Pass screen alpha. Oh, God.
Detroit, does your professor have you fucking selling like Herbalife or something? What the fuck?
What's wrong?
Are you sure your professor isn't just running a multi-level marketing scheme through a class? Because that would be baller.
Morelli Starsky 1-1.
Oh, got it. Okay. So the hustle is not that deep. Oh, I skipped too much.
Okay. So apparently there was a bit of a mix-up with the
Oh,
bracket.
Far
This
S,
match
also a
is
good
fine,
round
but
starter for Chip.
There's something going on with others. And
Nice 2D.
uh,
Starsky starting to get that Oki in there, which is real good.
Neil's got some. There's something
I should point something out because this is something I've been working on lately. So Starsky goes 2D and then jumps forward. Faultless defense cancels to make his left right a little ambiguous. It's kind of hard to tell what side he's going to land on. Based on what this looks like, it looks to me like he's going to land on this side, but then he lands on that side. Hard to block. However, Guilty Gear has a cross-up protection system in it that is triggered by different things, and apparently, I don't know exactly how or why, but Chip players tend to prefer, instead of jumping forward and faultless defense canceling, which still gives Chip a little bit of forward momentum, they tend to recommend dashing forward and then jumping straight up and letting the momentum from the dash carry you forward so that you get a more ambiguous left-right. This worked, so no complaints here, but an optimization point would be to do dash and then immediate up jump and then faultless defense cancel instead of jumping forward. However, I did jump forward for many years just because it's a lot easier and I didn't want to work on that then.
he's not capitalizing on the move.
Woo.
Oh, nice.
They need to come out of block stun to get crossed up. What up, as it does?
Teleport J.
Again with the teleport. Good buttons. How'd he land that real quick?
Teleport J.
Good mix up. Kind of like that Alpha Blade. Ugh. Oh yeah, he just got slapped pressing buttons. When Answer is coming up off of his scrolls, that shit is scary as shit.
Kill each other.
Nice round start 2S.
All right. Starsky's got some. Okay, following J2X. Okay.
And Starsky drops his combo.
It's hard to commentate on
I kind of like that 5D. So this is another huge dropped opportunity, right? Like Starsky put Leo Morelli in the blender here, which is good, but he got very little damage off of what I think was 3 hits. And he's not like the thing that makes Chip good in the corner is you get
Starsky's got some. Okay,
2D,
following J2X.
into Resho, into up kick, and then JD, Alpha Blade, wall cling into mix-ups. Starsky's mix-ups here are still super unoptimized and pretty booty, and he leaves a lot of damage and mix-up potential on the table. And that's the difference between like this is where optimization pays off, right? Like if Chip is doing his work right, Answer doesn't get out of this corner at all without successfully not just blocking, but probably like blitzing or 6P'ing or something better than just blocking, right? But because Starsky's shit isn't optimized, he's giving his opponent more of a chance to play the game. You can generally think of Guilty Gear as it's balanced around optimized stuff. So when your stuff is unoptimized, you are leaving a huge amount of value on the table.
Oh, God. Is everything okay? All right.
You hear me yelling about bracket issues. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, nice gamma trade. Starsky takes second round. This one went to the last round. I didn't realize this is a good ass match. Oh, round start far S. 6H. I wonder if that was meant to be a throw. Woo! The Starsky special. Drops it. What a burning lead. Oh, they're not even the worst. You just blitz them. Ooh.
Oh, that's a microphone. Yeah. It's ninjas, man. They both want to swing.
Again, oh.
Oh.
So the command grab is okay, but Starsky left a lot of damage on the table by just letting the combo end at 2D.
Morelli takes it. Homie pulled through.
So if we look at this match and ask ourselves why Starsky lost, and this is in keeping with the theme from my essay earlier this week about like learning from getting bodied, and that wasn't a bodying, that was a really close match. But if Starsky's combos were just a little bit better and everything else in the match played out the same way, he would have won, right? It's not always easy to know or to diagnose after. Like if I had just played that match instead of Starsky and I had walked off, I would be like, well, I did a bunch of hits. It wouldn't be easy for me to go back and remember all the times I left damage on the table. But when we look at it now, we can see a lot of opportunities for Chip to have done just better, right? Leo Morelli did not like significantly outplay Starsky. He got a good amount of hits. Chip just takes a shit ton of damage. So if they're trading equal amounts of hits, Answer's going to stand longer than Chip is. But yeah, that wasn't like a shockingly unbalanced match in one way or another. It's just very easy for me to see actually on both sides that like getting those confirms from awkward positions. There were like a lot of counter hits happening that could have been combos but weren't. Getting better knockdowns and turning those knockdowns into good mix-ups, like that's stuff you can just do in training mode and by watching videos, right? That's not stuff that you need to like push yourself to think too hard about. It's stuff you can just do, and I highly recommend doing it. Yeah, 6K is real powerful for Answer, and that is what unlocks a lot of his higher damage and combos. And you land one of those fuckers on Chip, he fucking explodes, right? So if you just work on on combo routing into 6K, you'll get a lot of value out of that really quickly. All right, let's see. We got Blinkety versus Babaloo. I expect this is going to be kind of an ass whooping because Blinkety's pretty new to Guilty Gear.
Pretty even matchup, but it can feel pretty shitty for Raven once he gets locked down under that Kai Oki. A lot easier for Kai to get his Oki running than Raven.
round start walk up 6P. I like it.
Good combo.
Woo. Wake up DP barely catches that glide.
No less on that jump in burst coming out successfully. Getting that re-glide. And unfortunately OTG's the scratch. Pretty strong in Babaloo's favor here right now. Just keeping him in that corner. Nice lockdown. A lot of meter to work with too. This may.
Woo.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So yeah, I don't think Blinkety has ever played a Raven quite as good as Babaloo. But one thing I'm noticing here. Oh shit! No, fuck. I just spilled a bunch of water on my desk. Give me 1 second. God damn it, god damn it. Ugh. Ow! And then I stepped on a dog toy. Fucking son of a bitch. Has not been my day today, y'all. Alright, well, let's see. Is any of this paper necessary? We'll deal with it later. All this other bullshit on my desk is wet. Ugh. Alright, Kinako, come put your toys away or some shit. We didn't teach her how to do that yet. Fucking rip. Alright, well, we in there. Cool. So, right now we got Kai in the corner, and we got big old noodly arm boy Raven kind of keeping him there. Raven's in a real good position. The only button that Kai really gets to swing here is far S, which is a good button. But Raven's got a lot of faster, longer buttons, right? So we've got a 2H scratch. Cool. We get to hang out in the same position. Kai is just swinging. Swinging with fucking Stun Dipper or whatever. I can't remember the name of Kai's moves. Fucking Kai. Fucking vanilla ass, white bread ass Kai. Anyway, if you are in the corner in Guilty Gear, you probably don't want to be pressing buttons. You can't change your range. You can't, you like the other opponent, or the opponent basically gets to be wherever they want to be and swing with whatever they want to swing with. And if you get hit, you get counter hit and you're in the corner, meaning that you're probably going to eat some real juicy stuff, right? And Babalu basically just took that and ran with it.
Nice lockdown. A lot of meter to work with too.
Like he didn't have to work too hard for any of that. He kind of just sat there and let Kai press buttons. If you want to get out of the corner in Guilty Gear, you're probably going to have to jump and air dash over. At the very least, if that happens, you're not getting counter hit, and the combo you're going to eat is probably smaller. At work, like most of the time, you just get air thrown and it's fine. You just have to deal with it again.
And Babalu just waiting for his moment to dash in. Unfortunately, that's a very
nice burst bait. Oh.
Tries for a setup, expecting he was going to tech to the ground. Ooh.
Yeah, and again, like, Babalu's doing a good job of just hanging out at mid-screen, which is exactly where he feels comfortable.
And then just some confidence to run your game back, and Linkity here could still
get that free excitement.
Back into neutral, Babalu just waiting to dash in, recognizing how much work it's put in. And we've got 1-0 in Babalu's favor. Let's see what Blinkity has to counter this, right? What can he do against Raven's dash? I mean, there's definitely some knowledge checks going on here, right?
Definitely not used to dealing with glide mix-ups. Gets pushed to the corner immediately. Yeah, this is why you don't want to be in the corner in Guilty Gear. And also, look at that. If I'm willing to bet that if we look at this round, at almost every possible opportunity that Kai gets a chance to press a button, he will. Let's see.
Has to counter this, right? What can he do against?
All right, so we got a round start. Wow, okay. Then jumps up and immediately jumps S, right? I don't know what that was supposed to be or if that specific move was intentional, but there's actually no way that Raven could have been here because he doesn't have an air dash, right? So he just jump S, blocks a bunch, gets opened up. So he's not quite mashing. Oh, but he just woke up with 3H. Okay, so he misblocked that one. Runs up, swings into Greed Sever. Oh, and also actually, let's see that 3H again real quick. So he bursts up. So you can tell that he's not quite used to momentum conservation plus the additional walk forward from 3H, because he started 3H when he's already like, if Kai had pressed 5K here, one of his shortest buttons, he probably still would have hit Raven, right? If he wanted to do run up 3H for whatever reason, he probably would have wanted to start the 3H around here because the momentum plus the translation in the move would have just carried him over here, and he would have hit at the peak of 3H, which is where you want to be. Not that it really matters. He fucking stances through it, whatever. Swings again, that far S. And again with the DP. What up, GB?
Stance putting out work. Aims to go for the safe jump, but missed a little bit on the timing.
Woo. Yeah. So setting aside the fact that Blinkety has been playing Guilty Gear, I think for like probably a total of a couple weeks at this point, and I would not expect him to be able to play this matchup well. Whereas like Babalu's like a fairly experienced player across a couple different games. You can see that like the cardinal sin here is really just being predictable in your button timing. In a fighting game, you basically have you have three variables that you can manipulate at any given moment. One is where are you? The second is when are you going to attack? And the third is what are you going to attack with, right? And right now, Blinkety he's doing what most newer fighting game players do, which is be very predictable about where he's going to be, because he hasn't really gotten used to the movement in this game, and also because Kai versus Raven, like Kai is just kind of a slower character. So Kai has a harder time in changing the where he's going to be, that's fine. But where you are and what you're swinging with, if the opponent can reasonably determine when you're pressing buttons, it kind of doesn't matter what the button is. In most cases, everyone will be able, like if they can predict when you're going to attack, they just need to put out an attack that hits you beforehand. And unless you did something that's invincible or like 6P or Dragon Punch or whatever, it kind of doesn't matter what you chose because it'll get stuffed in startup. And that's definitely what's happening here. Oh, meaty 5H. I'm guessing that's supposed to be a delayed land into throw. Oh, nice burst bait. Oh, and again. I'm moving right along. All right, we had Axel versus Edma here. So Axel, I think, is mostly a uni player. At least that's what I see him enter. I think it's kind of funny that he named Axel and not playing Axel, but whatever. Instead, we got Jacko versus Edma's Soul.
Use those buttons.
Woo.
Oh, and the goal burst.
I don't think Ed has any idea what Jacko does,
Cam, where you at?
but he plays a pretty solid, just like, I mostly play Street Fighter Soul. That works out.
Cam's probably
Woo.
Oh, Ed running his corner. Oh, the goal burst comes out.
Hey.
Oh my god, the full screen. You know, some of Soul's attacks are just designed to make you feel like an idiot when you got hit by them. It's not even good.
So that's a pretty solid steamroll of a first round. I just want to point something out real quick. Like, if you don't know what to do on defense, hold blitz is not a bad idea as kind of like a get off me, right? I know Jacko also is a DP and he could have gone for that, but her DP kind of sucks. But an important thing to keep in mind here is like
Yeah, where is Cam? Cam, where you at?
most soul buttons, most soul pressure strings have a lot of opportunity for you to get away with a blitz, right? So the whole time Axel is sitting here eating shit and uses his burst, that is blitzable. That's blitzable. That's blitzable, right? Like, if you're not confident in your anti-air, if you're not confident in your counter pokes, if you're not confident whatever, as long as you know when they're going to attack, you can blitz.
Explosive round one by Edma. We're playing video games, y'all.
Whew. Empty jump low. Just putting Jacko in that grinder. Finally breaks out wild throw. And gets like a okay corner combo. Counter hit gunflame. Oh. Oh. That burst sucked. Oh, and the run up grab. Yeah, not getting run over by Soul is like I would consider that a just kind of generally like a pretty solid milestone when you're trying to get any character up to speed in Guilty Gear. Like learning the soul matchup is just one, because you know you're gonna have to deal with a bunch of souls at some point. Oh. And that right there, I think probably would have been the difference between a jump over versus an IED. Like if Axel had IED'd over that, he probably would have been able to catch Soul in Gunflame Recovery instead of getting Dragon Punched. Hey, what up, Juicy Yoshi? Yeah. Shout outs to Starsky for making a sick ass stream layout for Wednesday Night Fights. Also, hold up. How's your date, man? Woo! Edma swinging. Oh, you talking about real life stuff? Yeah, that shit's whack. Is there gonna be a second? Ooh. So what a bungeon. Yeah, I intentionally keep my stream layout as shitty as possible so that the Wednesday Night Fights Guilty Gear stream layout just looks so much sicker by comparison. Also, I'm lazy. All right, we finally getting some bases out and then immediately gets Grand Vipered. Ooh. Well, GC Yoshi, I got 5 letters for you, and that's LOL okay. Fuck it, man. Bring her, come through the game center and bring her by on Friday. Get her playing Guilty Gear. Then you'll find out who she really is. Oh. I'll be honest here. Like, so I was saying earlier that learning the soul matchup with any character is probably the thing you want to do. But I would imagine that Jacko just has a hard time against soul because Jacko is so unstable as a character and relies on, like, she's good when she gets going and gets some bases going. But Axel just playing regular ass fighting games against regular ass fighting game player Edma is just unable to get those bases out. Woo. All right, solid stuff by Edma. Hey. So if I were Axel walking away from this, one thing that I would be thinking is just, well, fuck, I need to learn how to play against Soul. But like that's really, really vague, right? So specifically, like what we saw here is Axel is getting opened up all the time. It's not that he was blocking successfully, but then was just losing everywhere else. He was eating a lot of shit. And he's got to learn how to not eat that much shit on defense before he gets to play the rest of the game, right? So it'd be looking for opportunities to FD strings out and then find ways to get out of the corner. Looking for ways to shore up his knockdown defense, right? So he got opened up by empty jump low. He got opened up by late air dash highs. Like all that kind of stuff is stuff that once you get used to it, you can block in patterns that cover multiple options. And then looking for chances to blitz, or I forget what her slide is, if it's a 2D or 3H, or probably 3H, to just stop Soul's pressure, because he wasn't able to really get going a whole lot, and it's because he just kept eating shit on defense. He works on the defense, and he's able to play the rest of the game. Who we got next? This is Catatomic versus Babalu. Oh, this will be fun.
Action per minute of about 200. It's gonna press 5K 3 times every second, and Raven has to hold that. Raven can 2H, but then there's that button. Woo. Yep, there's 5K. That just stuff to start up. Alright. You can't let him leave.
Alright, this is terrible. Oh, so all in.
That's a hell of a start just right off the bat going into fucking... Oh, and he almost picked the baby too. Holy shit. Oh, and now he throws the rock? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, this is fucking hard.
Woo. So I don't know that much about this matchup because I don't play either character, but I would imagine that Drill actually gives, or Faust's Drill, his like J2K, that actually probably gives Raven a pretty hard time. I'm guessing it'd have to go air to air with that. Ooh, nice blitz.
That was nice. Very risky because if Babu saw it,
Wait, how'd he get opened up there? Oh, really? So Raven's air to airs just kind of beat that shit? Okay.
risky because if Babu saw it, Catatonic died. That,
Yeah, I guess his jump S catches a lot of stuff.
blitz to react, but maybe it was a bit too late.
Ooh, the big mini Faust got shut down. All right, nice conversion off the bag.
2H, and you make the scratch whip.
Yeah, I guess I don't see many Ravens use JK as like a defensive air to air. Like I don't see jump back JK, for example. And I guess to deal with Drill, you're really looking at jump forward JK. Oh, going my way went a little too far. Nice punish from Babalu.
Rather than set items, you go bomb bags.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, thanks, man. I was pretty happy with it. I think I'd lost to GC Ocean, or not GC Ocean. I'd lost to Pepsi the last 2 Wednesday night fights, so it was nice to finally get that back. Faust combos coming through. Aw, drops the counter hit off the teleport there. Was that counter hit? I mean, he's been winning. Pepsi has come along a lot in just the last couple months. What up, Cavernasu? Oh, goal burst. Oh my god. Yo.
There you go, 5K, that's it. That's all it is.
Item super. Oh no. So I'm wondering here if Babalu has got much Faust matchup experience, because the way he's playing around the items makes me think that he's not terribly comfortable with them yet. Especially, like, he got hit by 2 bombs there, and you really should not be getting hit by bombs. I mean, I know it happens, whatever, but I'm surprised at like, I think if he had more matchup experience, he probably would be playing around these items differently. Hey, Ralman gifting the sub. Thanks, homie. Hell yeah, Cavernasu. Honestly, Cavernasu, with the amount of meter I see you stockpiling, it doesn't even fucking matter what you spend it on, man. Spend it, like, if some shit gets blocked, just RC it and keep your turn. Doesn't matter. Start spending that shit first, and then you can get more optimal with how you spend it. Woo. Damn, Catatomic's throwing all the good items today.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see what happens with the big meteor. Oh, it's all the way over there. I think that thing is actually worse than the regular meteor. Okay. Yeah, that's a risky play, but it's sick if you can do it. Oh. Nice combo off the trade. Oh my god.
That's 2 fucking meteors.
Yeah. Catatomic is just throwing all the good items today. Nice invuln. Oh. Good shit.
That's Raven. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Hey, so real quick, I want to call something out that I like. Babalu is going for the grab. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, that's
Let's
2
see that
fucking
again.
meteors. That is 2 fucking meteors.
Manages to miraculously survive all the good items coming out at once. Goes for the grab, recognizes that he's not going to get it, spends the meter to PRC it, and then manages to get JS into scratch. Goes for the second scratch, doesn't get it. Like, so Babalu ends up losing the round, but that's one of the things that that Guilty Gear, it's a skill test that other games don't really emphasize that heavily, and it's being able to look at a thing, realize it's not going to work out like before it is finished not working out, and then Roman cancel it to make sure you continue to play the game. This is something that even I have a hard time with, and I've been playing this game for a long ass time, where I'll just do a thing and be like, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, and then I look at my meter and realize spending that meter to make a thing that doesn't work turn into a thing that works is probably the best use of your meter in Guilty Gear in general. Peace out, Perpetual Noob. Thanks for coming through. Like, undoing that command grab and actually managing to turn a whiffed command grab into a corner combo, like, that's an excellent use of 50 meter. It doesn't feel as satisfying as like using YRC to get some clever setup, or you know, just win neutral for free, or a sweet red Roman cancel combo, or a super that kills or whatever. But that was what ensured that Babalu got to keep playing the game in this round, and that is absolutely the best way to spend your meter. Hell yeah, Gooper man. Oh, so many meteors. I think you're right, Boncher. He threw all his meteors in this match. Woo! The walk-up throw. Classic. Oh! I don't know about that burst. I don't know if I would have done it, but I also may have plenty of bad burst decisions, often captured on stream. So I can't talk too much shit about that one. That was tight. Oh, we got the big boy. I've got to say, if I go back and I think about how people, like if we go back and watch this round, I'm surprised by how much running forward Raven is doing. When one, I don't think he has to, and two, Faust is also doing a decent amount of running forward. I feel like if Faust is running forward, Raven should be able to catch him with buttons. Like Faust should just be running into Raven's buttons. But the neutral in this match is pretty frenetic on both sides. But like that run up P, like that probably didn't need to happen. Gets the glide. Ran into a Faust button. And now Faust has to make something happen. So he does. Oh. And I don't know how consciously Catatomic was playing for this, but the fact that he was able to stay alive for so long meant that he got most of his burst meter back, and that's fantastic, right? Like, there's... As long as you're alive in Guilty Gear, like, as long as you have one hit point, you have a chance to turn the round around and win. But there's other things you can get, right? Raven already had his burst, so it's not like Raven stood to gain anything by letting the round go longer. Faust did. And so Faust just plays to not lose. He's getting that resource back, which is, it's a small optimization, but it can make a big difference.
Yes. There's a reason why it is nigh impossible for Raven to do Faust.
All right, now we're just chucking stuff.
It's just like one of those matches.
Catatomic throwing some good ass bombs.
When he gets on you, Raven is Raven.
Woo!
So right there,
Hits him with the unblockable.
going my way extremely fast.
Oh, nice scratches. Good blocks, defends the... See,
Right there, he went to,
this time Babalu didn't cancel out of the grab. He has the meter, but he didn't go for it. I think probably just because he thought it was going to work. And this time Catatomic's ready, and he goes for the drill. And the drill leads to a pressure string that gets him a counter hit 2D, and then the weight, and then all this shit. All right, gets wake up thrown. Babaloo could have avoided all that if he had just spent his meter.
Or never do reglide pressure. You need to have a healthy lead. That's really
Basically, if you take away one thing from the set, it's that spending meter to undo your mistakes, especially if you can actually turn that mistake into an opportunity.
Oh
Woo! Oh, that sucks. Babaloo had that. Is pretty much always going to be worth it, right? Because if you don't, you're basically betting on your opponent not being able to punish, and the better you get at this game, the less likely that bet is to pay off. Don't bet against your opponent like that. All right, we'll do one more. We got
Names real quick.
oh, this is J-Dash versus Rush, aka Why the F Not.
Oh, it's like a little commas at the bottom. That's right.
I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
All right, Zato versus Johnny. I'm into it. I actually played this matchup in XX a little bit. Yeah. Zato was more fun in XX.
So this, not gonna lie, I think this matchup is most likely suffering for Zato in this game.
Ooh. All right, early corner combo.
I don't know how much useful commentary we're gonna get out of it, because once Johnny gets going, he can just kind of run all over him.
Ooh, and then level 3. Yeah. So one of the unfortunate things about Zato is that he has no guts. Like literally no guts. Yeah. Because he's a dead man. And dead man don't got guts.
Woo. So he exploded. That happens.
And
Oh, we'll go ahead and see the round start.
it's not, I mean, it's not as bad as Chips.
All right, jump back kick, not bad for Zato.
People like to
All
say
right,
that
gets the
he's
knockdown.
character and Eddie is happy.
Got a little Eddie doing shit.
These days, sometimes
He's
it
so
feels
cute.
more like
Oh,
he's
gets the
20
command grab. A little late on setting the, yeah, so he just missed the unblockable timing a little bit.
Oh, weird. Yeah, so we can plug it back to TV. We'll get this. Yeah, yeah. So.
And that's honestly like one of the most heartbreaking things. Like, if Zato had hit that unblockable, he probably would have had the round, or at least a good shot at it.
Disturb that thing and then
Instead, he just evaporates.
We'll get that next.
Okay, well, we got some good play there.
Here. Yeah, so.
Ah, pressure string's not quite working out for Zato.
Who won what? No. No, I think actually
Woo.
Rush said that he played him at
Nice. Yeah, Zato color's pretty good.
Have we found KBs?
Oh, run up air throw. So the thing about this matchup is that Johnny's defensive tools for dealing with Zato pressure are not great. So if Zato is able to win neutral, which is the hard part for him, he should be able to run like pretty oppressive set play games against Johnny. But that's the thing, right? Like if you're dropping that shit as Zato, then you basically don't like, you don't get the chance to maximize the time that you're winning, right? It doesn't, when you look at that last round, which J-Dash still won, you might not think, oh man, like he clearly needs to work on his execution, but just a little drop timing in setting up the unblockable at mid screen was the difference between being able to kind of coast through that round and actually giving Johnny a shot at stealing it back.
It's KBs. He's a top player in
Whew.
other
Oh, nice. I love watching Zato. He's a lot of fun. Maybe I'll bring him back after Elfelt. I think most of you in chat have probably not seen my Zato. It's not a good Zato. Oh, the Johnny damage coming through.
And are they also aggro down there? Alright, let's see this combo. That's not a combo. Overhead. Oh my god, why'd you do that? It's an ace.
Ooh. It's a good finish. Hey, what a penguin boy.
Some audio right now. Some audio for the players. You guys can hear it, but they can't. And some people like
Woo.
to hear the game they're playing, apparently. Oh my god, Jesus. That may be a little bit.
I do like the way that J-Dash is using far S. I mean, it's going to be Zato's main neutral tool in general.
Alright,
Um,
that was neat.
but it's working a lot.
Buckle low. That's
Oh,
saves her.
that wasn't working so well though. Yep, good dead angle. Dead angle is another good example of one of those generally underrated meter spends because it doesn't feel as satisfying as, like, again, a good blitz or a good combo or whatever. But if your dead angle lands, you get a chance to play the game again. That's pretty fucking sick. Use dead angle. If you don't know what to use your meter on, spend it on dead angle.
This is another matchup that should.
At the very least, it means you get to play neutral some more.
Call it 7-3. I'd honestly call it 7-3.
Woo.
Character in the game versus.
When I played Street Fighter V in Season 1 before they did like a V reversal balance, I pretty much only spent my V trigger meter on V reversal.
That's easy.
Woo.
It's,
All right. Does he get the unblockable here? No. Nice wake up gold burst.
is really easily like 8-2, 9-1. He just has Meat Driver, and you can't do anything about it. Alpha Pot is bad, but the difference is the only reason why.
Yeah, so Rush going ahead and doing his own Johnny stuff.
Pot's in my opinion, is Alpha is lower defense modifier, so you need less chances. You need less chances against him. Yeah, so
I could see Rush just trying to figure out how to turn that into an IK, but he wasn't ready for the dizzy.